We're going to have a look at the blog options that are available for us in Botiga. From the customizer interface, we just click on blog, and we'll notice two sections here, blog archives and single posts. Let's start with the blog archives. Let's also go to the blog page here. Okay, so first of all, we see the blog layout option. We have 6 layouts available for us here. Let's go through them. So this is basically a classic layout. Again, a classic layout. We have a grid, list. Each of these layouts open up new options. For example, the list layout opens up this image placement option, as well as size and spacing. Other layouts are masonry, like this, and zigzag. Let's go back to grid, let's say. We have various options like text alignment, title spacing. You can toggle on or off the excerpt. You can enable a read mode link. This is basically a link to a single post. You can choose where you want to display your meta, and you can also configure the elements that show up. So let's say I want to show the post author too. You can see right here. Or I want to disable the date and author. Enable the categories. You can also drag and drop to rearrange them. And you can choose their position, like this. You can enable an avatar for your author. You can see here. Configure the spacing. Add the delimiter between your elements, your meta elements, like this. Let's move on to the single post now. So we have 3 layouts we can choose from. Like this. We can enable the sidebar. We can choose its position, left or right. We can use this premium option available only in Botiga Pro, which lets us enable a reading progress bar. So you scroll down and you see this little line here. You can configure the option, change its position. Now for the header, by default it's aligned in the middle, but you can align it to the left. Change the spacing like this. We also have some options for your featured image. You can display it or hide it. You can also choose to display it below or before the post title. You can configure its spacing. And like we had for the archives, also for the single posts, we can enable or disable or rearrange various meta elements. We have this to reading time. This is only in Botiga Pro. Also you can rearrange them like this. Change the spacing. And you can enable or disable various elements like the post tags, an author box, like this here, post navigation, this one right here. You can enable a share box. Just in Botiga Pro we have this option. And a related posts area, like this. If you're a Botiga Pro user, you can also display your related posts as a slider by clicking here. And you can configure the number of posts to show, as well as the number of columns. Now I want to show you one more thing. So if you edit your single post and you're a Botiga Pro user, you can use the table of contents feature. You can just enable it and it will automatically build a table of contents based on the headings you choose here. You have a couple of options, like the bullet type and the offset, and you can also add a title for it. Let's see how it works. So let's say heading 3, we update it, and let's have a look at the front end. So here it is, we have a single heading here. So a single heading shows up in our table of contents.